Okay, students, I was really surprised at how much of you forgot the graph transformation. Please write it down on your blue book, okay? Graph transformation. Okay, the first one is translation. There's y equals fx. If this graph is translated by the vector n and n, then what is the transformed equation, students? You should substitute y minus or plus minus n. You should substitute x minus m to x, understand? So that the graph form should be y minus n equals fx minus m. This is the translated equation by the vector m and n. The second one, stretch. Y equals fx. If it is stretched parallel to x-axis by scale vector k, then you should substitute x over k to x. Therefore, it's going to be y equals fx over k. If it is stretched to parallel to y-axis with scale factor k, again, same, you should substitute y over k to y. So it means that y over k equals fx. Therefore, you can simply write it as y equals k fx. Do you understand, students? Okay. Then please look at this equation. This is y equals fx. And then it can be written as y equals 1 over 4 fx. Do you understand? Okay. Then what do you think, students? What do you think? So it seems like if you move 4 to the left side, it's going to be 4y equals fx. So instead of y, it is written as 4y. Then please compare them. Please compare them. What is the value of k in this case? 1 over 4. Do you understand? 1 over 4. So stretched parallel to y-axis with the scale factor 1 over 4 is the answer of this question. Do you understand? And William, please try to read this question 2A out loud.
Find the factor 0 to write down the equation to transform the curve.
So if this is y equals fx, and then translated by vector 0, 2, so there is no change from x side, do you understand? And you need to substitute y plus 2 or y minus 2, students. Y minus 2, okay? So instead of y, you should write down y minus 2 equals fx. Do you understand? Okay, then y minus 2 equals fx is this one, guys. So 5 over x squared. Therefore, you can write the equation as y equals 5 over x squared plus 2. Do you understand? I try to explain the same form with X and Y because it is very clear that you are very confused on why X and Y are different, right? So that I try to explain with the same form, same structure, which we can apply for X and Y at the same time. Understand? Okay. And then please, by using your calculator, draw this graph. I don't understand why some of you fail to draw this graph. The graph should be in this way. And then it is clearly written that you need to labeling. You need to labeling the equations of its asymptotes. Do you remember what asymptotes means? It's a line, it's lines, right? Then the graph comes very closer to that line, but never touch. So there are two asymptotes of this graph, which the first one is this one, the second one is this line. Do you understand? So you needed to clearly write down the equation of this graph, which is y equals 2 or x equals 2. This line, parallel to x-axis, it starts from, thank you, y equals 2. And this line is y-axis, so x equals 0. You need to write down clearly these two asymptotes. Question number 3, Jason Tao, please read this question.
What P has coordinates -2, 2, the point Q has coordinates 1, 6, and the point R has coordinates 5, 3. Show that P, Q, and Q are perpendicular.
So, students, if you answer this question incorrectly, you need to consider seriously to drop the mathematics lesson, okay? Mathematics subject. Because this question is from year 8. Year 8. Even year 8 students know how to calculate the gradient, how to figure out whether they are perpendicular or not. If you don't know how to figure out two lines, whether two lines are perpendicular or not, I don't think you're ready to take this subject. So let's find the gradient of PQ, rise over run. Rise means the difference between the x coordinates. So PQ, which is 6 minus 2 over run, 1 minus minus 2, therefore 4 over 3. The gradient of QR, R is this one, Q is this one. So Q 1,6, R 5,3. Difference between Y values 3 minus 6 over 5 minus 1, then negative 3 over 4. Since if you multiply out these two gradients, the value of this one is going to be negative 1 there. Therefore, they are perpendicular. Okay, therefore, they are perpendicular. B, find the distance of RQ. This one as well, guys. If you didn't remember how to find the distance of 2 points when their coordinates are given, I'm very sorry, but that is very disappointing. You need to drop this subject. RQ. The coordinate R and coordinate Q. So the distance. What is the formula? X2, is it minus or plus? Minus x1 squared. So many of you wrote it as plus y2 minus y1 squared. This is simple formula, guys. This is simple formula. You need to remember it. 5 minus 1 squared plus 3 minus 6 squared, which is 4 squared means 16. Negative 3 squared is 5. Square 25, you can use your calculator. You don't have to even use your hand to calculate it. It's 5. Understand? It's 5. Question number 4. Eden, please read this question.
X by the power of 2 over 3 minus 17x by the power of 1 over 3 plus 16 equals 0.
So basically, guys, we We dealt with this guy's quadratic equation so many times, guys. You have to see that x1 over 3 and x2 over 3, okay? So if you substitute x1 over 3 as t, then x2 over 3, yes, it can be written as t squared, okay? This guy's quadratic equation, we dealt this type of question a lot. Then you can rewrite this equation as t squared minus 17t plus 16 equals 0. By using your calculator, you don't have to calculate it manually. You don't have to factorize it. You can use just your calculator to solve this question. You can find the value of t as 1 and 16. If you fail to proceed after that, okay, it's okay. You can learn. But if you fail to come here, then it's going to be really, really problematic. So from here, t used to be x to the power of 1 over 3. Just write it down as it is. Some of you from here, you don't know how to solve it. Just write down as it is. So x1 over 3 is either 1, x1 over 3 is either 16. Then to find the value of x, it means that you need to leave x alone, right? So you need to cube each side. Understand? So x equals 1 here. You need to cube to each side. Then you can find the value of x as 4096, I think. Thank you. So this question is very easy type of this guy's quadratic equation. And we've dealt this question so many times. And question number 5. Serena, please read this one. Inversely proportional. Then you need to directly use this symbol. And then inversely proportional means proportional to its reciprocal, okay? It's reciprocal. So 1 over t. Guys, if y is directly proportional to x, then you need to write down in this way by using this symbol. And the equation shape is y equals kx with proportional constant k. So v equals, by using the proportional constant, you can write it as k times 1 over t, means k over t, okay? And guys, this shape of graph, since the latter is v and t, it may be confusing. So you can use it as y equals, instead of k, use just easy number 1. Instead of t, you can write y. Then you can draw the graph of y equals 1 over x by using your calculator. It's going to be drawn in this way. But since x is originally t time, y is originally v, you need to draw it in this way. And then since time cannot be negative, so you can just cancel this part. Okay? And Victoria, please read 5b. Alex.
The rate in second, and the average velocity is 0 meter per second.
Wait, so since v equals k over t, they say 6 is velocity, right? 70 is time. Do you understand? So by solving this one, you can find the proportional constant as 6 times 70, okay? Which is 420. Then the equation between v and t, it's v equals 420 over t. Please complete reading.
How times t? That's
Here, find the.
found the time it takes to complete the race. Given this average speed is 5.6.
So 5.6 is here, velocity, right? Then to find out the time, you can switch this place, which is t equals 420 divided by 5.6, which is 75 seconds. Question number 6. Question number 6. Andrea, please read this one.
The line has equation y equals k, where k is a constant. For which values of k does the line not intersect? The circle with equation x squared plus 3x plus y squared plus 2y minus 3/4 equals 0.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how to solve this question by using two methods, okay? The first method is, so since y equals k, you can simply substitute k here to make a quadratic equation. X squared plus 3x plus k squared plus 2k minus 3/4 equals 0. This is a quadratic equation. And then they say they don't intersect each other, right? It means that how many roots it has. Not intersect. Zero real roots. Understand? So 0 real roots. So it means that the discriminant should be positive or equal to 0 or negative. Negative. And then let's find discriminant. What is the formula of this discriminant? B square minus 4ac. Thank you. And then the value of b here is 3. So 3 square minus 4 times the value of a is 1. And c is this chunk, k square plus 2k minus 3/4 is less than 0. Then 9 minus, okay, let's distribute this one. 4k square, be careful with this negative one, minus 8k. Can you see that? And then students, the last one, negative times negative is going to be positive. And then 4 times 3/4. So you need to cancel 4 is less than 0. Then minus k square, 4k square minus 8k plus 12 is less than 0. Let's move this one to the right side to change the sign of this degree to k. 4k squared plus 8k minus 12 is bigger than 0. Can you see the common factor of these coefficients? What is it? 4 divided by 4 makes k squared plus 2k minus 3 is bigger than 0. Then firstly, you need to solve the quadratic equation first by using your calculator. Then you can get the value of k as -3 and 1, okay? Then from -3 and from 1, I told you that if the quadratic inequality is bigger than 0, then outer part or inside part? Outside. It should be outside. Okay, outside. Therefore, the range of k is less than -3 or k is bigger than 1. If k squared plus 2k minus 3 is less than 0, then from the value -3 and 1, you need to choose the inside part, okay? Please remember this one. So this method is the first method. The second method. So x squared plus 3x plus y squared plus 2y minus 3/4 equals 0. As you can see, this equation represents a circle. Do you understand? And then, students, let's by completing squares to find the original form of circle equation. X squared plus 3x, then what's the rule? Divided by 2 and then square. So plus 3/2 and then square it. So 9/4 minus 9/4 plus y squared plus 2y, and then divided by 2 and square it. What is it? Yeah, plus 1 and minus 1, and minus 3 over 4 equals 0. Move these redundant values outside. Then x plus something square, 3 over 2, thank you, plus y plus 1 square is minus 9 over 4, minus 1, minus 3 over 4, which is minus 4. Do you understand? Therefore, x plus 3 over 2 square plus y plus 1 square equals 4, means 2 square. Then students, please tell me what is the center coordinate of this circle? Negative 3 over 2, make this bracket 0, understand? And then negative 1, make the second bracket 0. With radius 2, okay? Then students, you can draw a circle graph. Negative 3 over 2 and negative 1 as a center with radius 2. Do you understand? You can draw the circle graph in this way. And then there is a line, y equals k. What's the shape of this line graph? Parallel to x-axis or y-axis, student? X-axis, right? X-axis. Then I am going to draw a graph which is parallel to x-axis, and then you need to figure out when these two graphs doesn't have an intersection point, okay? Does it have an intersection point? No. No, until it reaches here, right? Then it starts to have intersection point 2, 2, 2, 2. And then from here and below, they don't have intersection point. Do you understand? So this point, guys, since please remember that this length is 1 because the coordinate of y center is negative 1. And then since the radius is 2, guys, so it's 1. So it should be y equals 1. From here, you need to go down 2 to reach at this point. So this one should be y equals negative 3. Do you understand? So the radius is here too. So students, the lowest point of this circle, the y coordinate should be negative 3. Do you understand? So y equals negative 3 touches this graph with 1 point, and then from the below, they don't intersect each other. And from here, since the radius is 2, so the highest point is this one, which has 1 as its y coordinate because it's negative 1 and go up to 2 units. Do you understand? So y equals 1, this graph touches this circle at 1 point, and then above, it doesn't touch this circle. Okay? So therefore, either the value of k is less than negative 3 because below, or k should be bigger than 1 above. Do you understand? You can solve this question in this way as well. Question number 7a. Jesslyn, please read this one. The line. This question is pretty much similar to the previous question, guys, So y equals kx and y equals 1 over x minus 3. The intersection point on the graph, you can solve it by solving the simultaneous equation, right? So since y is the same, you can combine these two equations as kx equals 1 over x minus 3. Do you understand? Okay, then move this one to the left side. So kx times x minus 3 equals 1. Then you can make a quadratic equation again. Kx squared minus 3kx minus 1 equals 0. Do you understand? Then they say intersection point is exactly 1. What does it mean? The discriminant. 0, yes. Then this one is value A, this one B, this one C. Therefore, B squared minus 4AC equals 9K squared minus 4K times -1, right? Equals 0. Then students, 9K squared plus 4K equals 0. Guys, this is quadratic equation, right? So you can solve this quadratic equation again by using your calculator if you don't know how to solve it. Otherwise, you can simply factorize k, 9K plus 4 equals 0. Therefore, either k equals 0 or k equals -4 over 9 to make this bracket 0. You understand? But this graph, you can draw this graph in this way, which y equals 0 is, it's asymptote. If k equals 0, it's x-axis, so that it doesn't touch this graph at all. Therefore, you can rule out k equals 0. K equals -4 over 9. But at this moment, you may not know whether you should rule out this value or not. You may not know whether you should rule out this value or not. And then please see the next question. They ask you to draw the graph, right? They ask you to draw the graph. So from 7b, if you draw this graph, it can be drawn in this way. It has two asymptotes. Guys, please bring back your memory. If the form of the function is y equals k over x minus m plus n, it has two asymptotes. The first asymptote is make the denominator 0. What is it? X equals m. X equals m. The second one, after that, you can just rule out this part. Then what is left is y equals n. So from here, make the denominator 0. It means that x equals, guys, 3, which is this one. Do you understand? And then after this, what it left is just y equals 0, which is x-axis. From here, you can see, if k equals 0, then y equals 0. So it doesn't touch this graph at all, so that we need to rule out this one. So go back to question A and then rule out this value. Then the second value was k equals -4 over 9. Therefore, the graph y equals kx should be y equals -4 over 9x. You should draw this graph. Then there is one exact point. Then by using your graph calculating, by using your graphic calculator, you can find the intersection point. I don't remember what the value was. Okay. Yes.
If someone just draw the two line, you basically get.
Yeah, there are partial mark. Okay, question 7c. Explain why it is necessary to have the condition k is non-zero, because if k equals 0, then it's an asymptote, guys. It's an asymptote of that graph. If k equals 0, then y equals 0 is an asymptote of the graph y equals 1 over x minus 3, so they don't intersect each other. Okay, question 8a. Also, this question, I and very disappointing because the exact same question I said on the previous test. Do you remember? Hayden, please read this question.
Using the factor theorem, show that x minus 2 is a factor of.
Okay, then factor theorem. If x minus a is a factor of px, and then the factor theorem means pa equals 0. So what you needed to do is just show p when you substitute 2 to x, because this is x minus 2, right? Equals 0. That is what you should do. So just simply substitute 8 plus 4 times 4 minus 19 times 2 plus 14 equals 0. Therefore, x minus 2 is a factor of this one. Understand? And then let's see that you may forgot what is factor theorem, but still you can solve this question 8b, because they say, anyway, they say x minus 2 is a factor of this one. Do you remember? Yeah, so by using this one, you can find its factorization. Or simply, students, x cubed plus 4x squared minus 19x plus 14 equals 0. By solving this cube equation, you can factorize it as well. Please, by using your calculator, solve this cubic equation, and tell me what is the root of this one. One should be 2. -7 and 1, thank you. It means that it contains three brackets, which is x minus 2, so that x equals 2, x plus 7 or minus 7, plus 7 to make -7, make this bracket 0, understand? And the last one is x minus 1. Since this is a cubic equation, so it means that 3 brackets are enough, understand? So 3 linear factors means 3 linear factors, okay? So x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus 7, and x minus 1, they are 3 linear factors, okay? I have only 3 minutes, so I'm gonna go to the next question directly. Guys, this one is a cubic equation, right? Cubic equation. So you already knew that -2 and 4, they are the roots of this cubic equation, which means this cubic equation, x cubed plus ax cubed plus bx plus c, it contains x plus 2 and x minus 4. Do you understand? And only one bracket left. But since here, guys, just x cubed, so it should be x and then plus, let's say, k. Okay? And then by using this point, when x equals 0, the value of y is 16. Understand? So 16 equals 0 plus 2 times, 0 minus 4 times, 0 plus k. So it means that 2 times -4 times k is 16. So you can find the value of k as -2. Do you understand? So this one can be factorized as x plus 2, this one again, x minus 4, and then, no, x minus 2, because k is -2, x minus 2. Then by expanding these brackets, you can find the value of a, b, c. Do you understand? After you expand this brackets, you can find every values a, b, and c, right? Okay, I'm gonna help you. Guys, x plus 2 and x minus 2. It looks easier, right? And then x squared minus, yeah, x squared minus 4. It doesn't work anymore. X squared minus 4 and then times x minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So x cubed minus, help me, 4x squared, and then minus 4x, and then plus 16. This is the answer. So A, B, and C. Any question?
Is this going to be on the Google Classroom? You still record it, right?
Yeah,